For more than 2 decades, Uzbekistan has had one of the worst records of freedom of the press and media freedom in the world, imprisoning journalists for longer than perhaps any other country. Now there are tentative signs of change. On the one hand, journalists told us that they feel a lot more free to cover topics which were politically sensitive, like corruption and torture. On the other hand, fear and censorship in Uzbekistan are still alive and well. In August 2016, Uzbekistan's long-serving dictator, Islam Karimov, who ruled the country with an iron fist for 27 years, died. His successor, President Shavkat Mirziyoyev, quickly came to power touting himself as a reformer. One case that really illustrates the ambiguity of the situation for journalists, writers, and in general, civil society activists is the case of Nurullo Atahanov, a well-known Uzbek author. He was forced to flee Uzbekistan and took up living in Turkey in exile. He was put in handcuffs and taken to jail, and we thought that might be the end of the story. But what happened in this case is very interesting. The president seems to have intervened, and Atahanov was quickly transferred to house arrest. Atahanov was released from detention, which to some degree shows that times may be changing. On September 27th, authorities also detained another independent journalist, Bobomurad Abdullayev. His case represents the darkest and the worst aspects of Uzbekistan's human rights record. Abdullayev was stripped naked and put into a cold room for 3 days. He was made to stand up and not sleep or even sit down for 6 days. He was beaten on his left hand, and the pain became so great that he cried out to his torturers, "Please, won't you just at least beat me on the other hand?" And when he said that, the answer was, "We need your right hand so you can sign your confession." Both the case of Nurullo Atahanov and Bobomurad Abdullayev are real tests for the freedom of speech in Uzbekistan. Atahanov is still facing extremism charges which could land him in prison for up to 20 years. Abdullayev, though, has been tortured and has been in prison for months. And no matter what happens with his trial, his torture leaves a serious stain on Uzbekistan's human rights record. The government should end all censorship in the country. They should also immediately and unconditionally release all journalists behind bars and stop prosecuting reporters simply for doing their job.
За последние 1,5 года, когда к власти пришел новый президент, просто, видимо, властями, а именно Шавкатом Мирзиёевым, была дана некая отмашка, чтобы СМИ были более смелыми и не боялись поднимать ряд острых тем. Поскольку все это не имеет необратимого характера, а просто является делом доброй воли одного человека, это может быть свернуто буквально по щелчку пальца в 1 минуту. Эти изменения не носят институционального характера, потому что законы не изменились, они те же самые.
Bukullar degan kitobimda yoza boshlaganman. Hatto ba'zilar endi buni teskari talqin qilishdi, davlatga qarshi, davlatga emas. Ozgina o'sha fikrli insonlarni ham hammasini bular potensial dushman degan ma'noda bu qora ro'yxatga kelib chiqdi keyin. Mana endi hozirgi yangi prezident o'zi tan olib aytishicha 18 ming odam qora ro'yxatda edi. Shundan 16 mingi ro'yxatdan chiqarildi deb e'lon qildi-ku. Kelmagan, hali o'zgarish bo'lgan yo'q. Bu ochiq yozishdi ham, lekin men qaror qabul qilgan edim va yaxshilikdan baribir umid qilgan edim. Aeroportga tushdim, aeroportda meni ushlab o'tirishdi. Kiritishmadi, pasportimni olib qo'yishdi.
Это у меня муж Бобомурад Абдуллаев Кадырович, он вообще честный человек. Нам до сих пор не ясно, о чем идет речь, почему его задержали. Во-вторых, я хотела сказать, уважаемый Шавкат Мироманович, мой муж не преступник. Он именно такой журналист. Я думаю, что он вам нужен, как вода и воздух.
yurtimizning ayol bir vakilasi sifatida. Qolaversa bu yer soha egalari bo'lgan ayolkorlik ko'nikmalarini yanada shakllantirish edi va respublikamiz
mana o'ralgan, boshqa qilingan ekan.
To'ydan beramiz hozir.
Nega yoqdi ilgari qolgan hamma joy mumkin degan-a.